much.
I know. Kind of a little wild last couple of days, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to have a quick conversation because a lot of this is just kind of blindsided me and my fiance, and we have no idea what's going on and just feel massively disrespected. So from us, just from the beginning, let me recap it real quick, my friend. We went to the draft on the first day. Weren't told about 3 teams. It was a 2-team thing. So we were, all set. Come to find out there's a 3rd team. Our boys had been placed on it. We knew nothing. We're like, okay, cool, 3rd team, let's go. Who's coaching? Didn't know who it was. We looked it up. Hey, this guy's great. He's got a personal training background. Cool, mad respect. Go to the practice. He's all about fun, conditioning, getting the boys fundamentals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is what he said. This is what he's going into. We watched practice, and he's not doing anything. 2 parents that weren't part of the team had stepped in and were doing everything. Then we go to another practice, and then my fiance and I are just helping out because nothing is really going on. I'm a personal trainer too, so at the end I just said, hey bro, if you need any help like conditioning, just kind of, helping with a little bit of strength training or whatever it is you want to do, I got your back. I'm here to support. And then from there, it turned into now I'm running practices. Because he's not showing up, he's texting me saying, hey, I can't make it today. My wife can't make it today. Okay, you're the head coach. I'm not a coach. I'm not affiliated. I'm just a parent stepping in to help because no one else is. And then come to find out he's still either going to be late or him and his wife aren't showing up, and I don't have equipment. I'm having to go out to other parents and figure out, hey, do you have something? Oh, yeah, so we had one guy go home to go grab something because we didn't have anything, and all of the fun stuff. At the games, he has no idea how to do a warm-up, how to do any of the things, and Ian luckily is stepping in and helping him while I'm running around making sure that we're all set up for all of the other little things, and I'm not even sure what it is I'm doing, and so I'm having to reach out to other parents and people that are associated to just kind of get us set up. And so that's just kind of where we started. And so then from there, hey, Chardon's coming out, talking to me, our other parent that's helping, Mr. Tommy, and another parent that had been helping out, Mr. Patrick. And Chardon's like, hey, Tommy's got this. He's the man. I don't know kind of what I'm doing. I'm still learning. And Ian as well had we had offered to scrimmage with them just to kind of help the boys, get them just kind of, moving and working. And so that happened. Everything was great. It was difficult because they're a select team. And then come to find out, we were told that we were only playing a select team all season. We thought from Chardon. And so a lot of the parents were extremely upset because we didn't sign up for a select team to play us. We had signed up for a rec league. And so we were very, very concerned, had no idea what was going on. Talked to Chardon, talked to Ian. And Chardon was like, yeah, this is what I was told. I don't understand. I've pulled my kids too because of, miscommunication with football and volleyball. So we're all on the same page, right? Come to find out, it is the other rec teams that we didn't even know we were playing. And so, okay, cool. We're all on the same playing field. Great, we're all moving on. Then I'm still running practices. We're running effective practices. Kids are learning everything. And then I'm getting blindsided yesterday because Chardon goes behind my back to another coach and says, I'm not running a good practice. The kids aren't learning anything. While Cody is standing there talking to him, Chardon's on his phone the whole time, not talking to anyone, not speaking to me, not speaking to really anyone. He's just watching. And then the Bears coach was there. Cody was there. The Bears coach's wife was there, and they're watching, talking to all the parents, and are on the same page as us. Talking to my fiance and her ex-husband. And just kind of letting us know, hey, everything's great. We really understand where you're coming from. We support you. We see what Chardon's doing, and offered us to go play All-Stars, to try out for that coming up this summer. And so we're like, great, that's awesome. We love that. And then we're having a conversation. The older Tommy that has been part of our team is like, hey, this guy really needs to step in and be head coach. I'm not asking to do any of that. I'm just showing up as a parent and helping everyone out. Right. But in the matter of things, our head coach is not showing up. And I get it, work schedules, we understand. But then they're coming back and saying, hey, they're not expected to show up all the time. And every other parent had the opportunity to step in and be a volunteer or be the coach. No, none of us did. Because when the draft day came around, there was only 2 teams. There were 2 coaches. That's what we were told. Then all of a sudden, a third team pops up, a third coach that doesn't know anything about baseball at all. Can't catch a ball, doesn't know what a foul, doesn't know anything. And I get that. We're all learning, 1,000%. We're all here to have fun. Great, good job. So then last night we're talking to the Bear's wife, who's part of the board, and we're letting her know all of the things. She's on the same page. Tommy's standing there with us. He had been told he was getting a uniform, never got it. The uniform was given to Chardon's wife, and he was told he couldn't, get another one. So my fiance steps in, knows Tiffany who is. She's worked with her husband before. We get that all handled. So Tommy has a coaching jersey coming in that we took care of, that we paid for, that we were going to gift him. Great, good, awesome. We weren't expecting anything. We're doing this out of, respect for us, and we love the game, and we, want to make sure that all the boys and the coaches are taken care of, 1,000%. So these 2 people who have been around the league are telling us all the good things, and that they understand they're going to make things happen. Chardon will be, have that communication that this is unacceptable. And then last night when we get home, Brandy comes back, and I know Brandy. I've known Brandy for a long time. And she asked me very simply, hey, when I didn't know you were interested in coaching. And I'm like, well, I really wasn't. I had to step in because nothing was happening. And we didn't even know that there was anybody that was needed. And then I get this laundry list of how I'm being unprofessional, unethical. I have no business being on the field because I have no background check. That was never told to me. I was never sent a link. This is brand new information for me. And so it's going into, I'm ineligible, my fiance is being unprofessional and is, saying, inappropriate language on the field. None of that is happening. All of the parents are on the same page with us that this is extremely wild. We also had other parents that had already decided that they were going to pull their kid due to the same conversation, same things that were happening. And I was able to talk her down and say, hey, I got your kid, we're going to make this happen. Everything's good. And then Chardon comes back. I'd let him know, hey, this, parent's mom was looking at this. I handled good, great. And he wants to have a meeting with all the parents, basically lambasting them for not being able to step up, not volunteering. He was put in this position. He doesn't know anything. If they wanted to step up, they could do it. And just basically kind of reprimand everybody because he's not able to handle and other people are. And then I'm told that, and then my fiance wrote to Cody, hey, this is what's going on. This is where we're at. We feel this is some of the changes that need to be made because these are the things that are being told to us from other parents and other coaches. We're not trying to step on anybody's toes. This is all about the boys, making sure everyone is taken care of, that they're learning, it's fun, the whole 9 yards. We're not looking to take over and be, anything other than helpful. But for someone to come back and tell me I'm being unprofessional, unethical, I'm ineligible because I'm not following the rules that were never explained to me, that were explained to Chardon, that he didn't come back and let me know. Like, I'm sorry, but where are we supposed to stand with this? What are we supposed to be doing when, we don't want to be a part of this. If this is how the league is approaching us, is approaching this head coach, and then this head coach isn't being told anything, and then another board member comes in that I have a relationship with, is basically tearing me a new one because I'm unprofessional, unethical. This is not how things are done. This is not the MLB. We're all here to have fun. Yeah, we are, but we still have to train and coach and do all of the things that everyone else is doing. And we're all still learning as we go. But this is kind of where we're at. And it's just a lot of conversation that's going back and forth. We don't know where this started. We want this done. If the changes can't be made, man, just refund us our money. We'll walk away. No problems. Nothing will be said. We're good. But if you guys want to, if you're able to make changes, we have no problem stepping up and continuing to do what we're doing for everyone. That we have that that is being that we're currently doing, and that all the parents are on board and saying, hey, you guys are great. The kids are learning from you.
We want you.
We want you. And this was not something that I requested. I'm just standing there being like, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you to know that I'm really doing a good job and that the parents are not upset with us and me making sure that the practices are run and that the boys are learning something. And that's really where we're at, my friend. And we just wanted to present that to, the people that are running this and the people that need to know this information, because, zero communication that's being presented on our part and we're being blasted for helping. I'm sorry, but what's that about, my friend? That's where I'm at.
Yeah. First of all, Brandy should not have reached out to you. I mean, that's that's. I read through the text message because she sent us all the text messages, and I read through them this morning. And that's just it's just not her role with on the board, right? I mean, there's a reason we have a commissioner, which is Cody, to handle that situation. I was having conversations with Cody yesterday about this issue, and how we were going to handle this. And part of it is fact finding, right? Because I haven't had any discussions with any of the parents about what's going on, and so far the only feedback we're getting is from the coach, is from Chardon. As a board, we're for the most part we are going to back our coaches, because they're the volunteers that are stepping up to help, but at the same time, with the issues that I'm finding out about, because I happen to work with Castro, and he came up to me this morning at work to discuss the concerns. So that's something I wish would have gotten to us quicker. I don't know if that's something that you discussed with any of the other board members that you have had contact with.
No, see, here's the thing. There's no issues. There's no concerns. Nothing was, like, Chardon and I were good. We were reached out to. Tommy came back and, so it's like.
The concerns that I'm hearing are that I guess Chardon, right, that the head coach is just not attentive in practice, is not actually running a practice.
Correct. He's not even, he hasn't been there for 2 practices.
Yeah.
And then he's been late.
Or does not show up at all.
Exactly.
So those are all things that we don't want from our coaches, because it's in the coaches meeting, and I have your expectation that we share with the coaches that they're to be leaders. And that's not, to me, that behavior is not leadership behavior. And I understand your frustration, because that's the whole reason why I got into coaching, is because when my son was in T-ball, our coaches was terrible at communicating. We would show up on game days and have no idea where we were supposed to be or where we were meeting up. And it's just, it's just frustrating. So kind of like you, I just kind of got sucked into it. And now, so many years later, here I am, the president of the league. So I know I get where you're coming from. And maybe that falls on us, because we I don't know if we effectively communicated with you guys, the parents, the process for escalating concerns, whether it be an inattentive coach or whatever it is, that you guys have a path to get some kind of resolution to where it doesn't get to this point. So I'm going to talk to Cody about what we're going to do. I've already kind of have in mind of how we're going to move forward with this. I want to talk to Chardon before I tell anybody else how we're going to process this. But if you're willing to take on the head coach position, and it seems like the feedback that I've gotten so far is that you're punctual, you're attentive, you're constantly there, then that's more of a fit of what we're looking for in a head coach. It's did we come about this the right way? No, but at the same time, it's we're going to back our coaches 100%. But if they're not fulfilling their responsibilities, then that's a whole different conversation that we need to have. That I'll need to have with Chardon. So are there two Tommies?
There are. There's another Tommy that has been part of the league. It's Tommy, not Castro. I'm not sure what his last name is. He's Brantley Castro's grandfather. He has been helping us as well with pitching and being on the field as an assistant coach. Has told me 2 weeks ago that he feels like I need to be the head coach because Chardon's not stepping up. I'm the one that is teaching these boys things. His grandson has learned immensely so much from me that he wants. This is what he wants to move forward with, and I'm very thankful. I'm like I'm just thankful, right? And then we've got other parents that are having that conversation too. And so for us, there's not an issue because we're continuing to do what we do. But here we are. There are issues that had never been expressed to me. Chardon and I barely said 5 words to each other yesterday. So for there to be zero communication from our head coach, who seems to have issues on both attendance and communicating with his assistants that, hey, this is what's going on. I don't feel like this is the way that I want to approach the game in these practices. Then he told Tommy that. He told Tommy that I'm running a shitty practice, that the boys aren't learning anything. And this is a guy that's never played baseball in his life, doesn't know anything. And so, yeah, I really want, I will take 1,000% responsibility for this and ownership of this team. I have no problem with that. It's something that I've already been doing. And so, and I will 1,000% continue to. But if changes aren't made, then we're going to do what's best for our boys.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't fault you with that. Ultimately, that's your job as a parent, right? To be an advocate for your kid and make the choices. That's in all the years that I've been coaching. That's one of the things that even when I coached at the select level, I always tell my parents, I'm never going to fault you for doing what you think is best for your kid. That's our job, right? That's our job as parents. So we are going to make changes. Like I said, I don't. There will be a coaching change. But what I don't want is I don't want you to jump the gun and go until the parents.
No. I'm not going to do anything. We have mad respect. We're not going to do anything. I highly suggest that you do reach out to the parents and see kind of where they stand, because we're being blindsided about all this, but conversations are being had about us. And I would talk to the Bears coach as he was there and watched the whole practice. Specifically, Cody was there yesterday. And so it's just like, we just want to be there for the boys. We're not going to go run our mouths to parents. We're not going to go say, hey, you need to pull your kids, or this is where we're at, et cetera, et cetera. That's not who we are as humans. But what we want to do is we would just want to make sure that we continue to do what's being done to make sure that everybody is just moving forward and learning and having a great time playing baseball. That's all we want.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is we're going to remove Chardon as a head coach. Whether or not he stays or takes his kid, I don't know.
And we don't want to lose Bentley. We don't want to lose anyone. So, we respect Chardon, we did. As a human, we thought he was really great, and then this is what's coming from this. So that's where we stand with Chardon. But we do want his kid to keep playing, because his kid is good, and he's learning, and he's having a good time. We don't want any of that. And if that's what Chardon ends up doing, that's on him. We respect, we would do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that he's not, but and I don't know him as a person, so I have no idea what his character is like. But in the past, when we've made moves like this, I think pride wins out, right? And the person that gets removed just doesn't want to have anything anymore to do with the situation.
Of course, we completely understand that.
I mean, we're not going to encourage him to leave. I'd encourage him to stay, but ultimately it'll be his choice.
Right.
So we are going to make that move. That's something that I'm going to discuss with Cody, and then we'll put it out with the parents. So you're the Tommy that Brandy talked to, right? Because
Yes.
I know,
I'm the little one. The other Tommy is the tall one.
Okay, because I know Alex had talked to me and said something about one of the Tommies saying that they were removed from the team or something.
Yeah, that would be me.
Okay.
That I was told I was going to be removed if I stepped on the field, and I was going to be ineligible, and that my twins would be ineligible.
Yeah. So in theory, she's Brandy's kind of right, but it's not the approach that I want to take.
And I completely understand that. This is something that we were never told. I was never told that I needed a background check. Nothing was sent to me, no link. And the Bears coach literally was like, "Oh, hey, I can't send this to you because Chardon needs to do it." And it's like, we wouldn't have even stepped foot on this. We wouldn't have moved forward if we had known that was a thing. We would have done it. Like, we would have done it immediately.
Yeah, that's not Chardon, right? Because it was his job to get that to you. He knew that was communicated to all the coaches. So I'll get you that link because that's an easy fix, right?
Okay, thank you.
That's just you clicking on the link and then
going and happening,
filling out the stuff. So that's not a concern of mine. That's an easy fix. She kind of escalated that really fast because it didn't seem like you were being argumentative about it. So, and I'll talk to her about that part. So we'll get you the link. I'll talk to Tiffany. I don't know about getting you a jersey anytime soon.
It's already been handled. That's already going to be delivered. Chardon had given me a jersey, and I didn't know, like, he just gave me one, but he didn't give Tommy one, and so neither here nor there. We have that coming, like that. We took care of that. You know, my fiance handled. She knows the owners of Lone Star. We were able to take care of that. That's on us. Like, as a gift, we wanted to make sure that he was solid because he's part of the team. And we wanted to make sure that he was still included. And we do apologize for, the argumentative behavior last night. It got heated because it was just kind of those moment things. That's not who we are as humans, and we understand. But that's not what we will do going forward with anyone else. As we just want to make sure that things are handled. Just talk to all the parents. I understand. I do feel that they are going to be on the same page as you and me and my fiance. And if they're not, we completely get it. And we'll move forward. But I do feel otherwise.
Well, I mean, ultimately the move the change is going to happen because the behavior, the inattentiveness, the missing practices, not being functional. That's all stuff that's we just don't want in a head coach. That's just that, like I said, that's the whole reason I became a coach because it's frustrating and we expect better out of our coaches. And that's, like I said, that's something that they communicated since day one. I know that you guys did get an email because I personally sent it out. I sent out an email to all 10 new parents that were registered, saying that we were going to form a third team and we needed another coach. And he was the only person that stepped up.
Gotcha. That may have been something that we had missed. It may have gone to spam because we were, completely caught off guard with it, which we're fine with. We get it. Like, if there was enough kids to form a third team, 1,000%. But it
was either that or have two teams of 15.
Right. No, and we get it. And I wasn't planning on coaching at all. Like, I wasn't planning on having to step up. I was asked to, and then as I'm handling, this is what's progressing because He's not researching. He's not handling.
Be an assistant
And
coach.
I'm just sitting there being an assistant coach and handling. And so we're on the same page as you. We want to move forward with this as well, 1,000%. And if you can make that happen, then that's where we're at. And, you know, we'll squash this and move forward, and everybody will just, you know, we'll do what we need to do.
Yeah, so you'll get some kind of official communication from Cody once we make this happen. Once I have the conversation with him and we start making the move, and then I'll have a conversation, or Cody and I will have a conversation with Jordan and let him know what's going to happen there. Let him know that we've had concerns expressed to us from parents, and hopefully he decides to stay. If not, that's going to hurt.
And if he does decide to stay, I don't mind having him continue to be on coaching staff as an assistant coach, because it's what he signed up for, and he wants his son to learn baseball too. And I think he would still be a valued asset, as he does bring a lot of things to the table, and his son is playing. And so I have zero interest in just removing him at all. Like, if he's willing to step down and be an assistant and continue to support, and you know, he's got a lot of the things that I don't, then I'm all for that, 1,000%.
Okay, yeah, that's good. We'll let him know that that's an option, and probably the preferred one if he's willing to stay. Just let somebody else take over the team for the remainder of the season. But again, in my experience, pride tends to win out in these situations, which is unfortunate for the kid.
Right.
But yeah, you'll get some kind of communication from Cody once I have that conversation with him, and once we have that conversation with Jordan.
Okay.
And then hopefully I can do it today. I have 2 practices today after work, so depending on what time I get out and what time we can talk to Jordan. If not, we'll definitely do it Wednesday.
Okay. We definitely have a practice on Wednesday afternoon, and so I just want to make sure that this is something that, you know, parents aren't just going to just not show up because of all of this, you know, nonsense.
Yeah. So let me reach out to Cody and see if we can set up a time to talk to him.
Okay.
And then Cody will let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
You need to send me that link.
Yeah. No problem.
And then
Thank you.
just, you know, don't forget to send me that link, please.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Let me see if I can find it and send it over to you right now.
Okay. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.